What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast. Back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got Dustin on the show. What's up, Dustin?
What's up, man? This is going to be fun.
Yeah, good to talk about both of our teams going into week 4. The 2-1 Colts will travel to Chicago to Soldier Field to take on the 3-0 Bears. I'm going to preview this game. You're a Colts fan. I'm a Bears fan. So far this year, your Colts are 2-1. What's your impressions of your team through 3 games?
I mean, it started off rocky, and then they started to pick it up, against the Jets and who they played week 2?
Vikings, right?
Yes, the Jets and Vikings, and the defense looked a lot better. We had a couple pick sixes, but I feel like the Bears is our first true test.
Yeah.
When it comes to good football teams.
Yeah, it should be a great game. I expect the Colts to be, a tough test. Their defense is playing pretty damn well. Kind of snuck up on us, their defense. The best ranked pass defense in the league. And first in passer rating against and first in passing yards allowed per game at just 132. So that's pretty damn good. But you guys are going up against Nick Foles is going to get the start, his first start of the year. How are you feeling about Foles getting the start compared to Trubisky?
I believe it's going to open up more offense for the Chicago Bears. And Foles is more of a veteran, so I'm sure he's going to know how to run the offense. And Trubisky, just in my opinion, it was time for him to sit down and think about what he, can do better.
Yeah. I mean, I am somewhat confident going into this game. I like that we're playing at home. It's a chance for the Bears to get to 4-0 for the first time since 2006 when we went to the Super Bowl. So I need to see better out of I'm not that happy with the Bears' run defense so far. And coming up against your guys' offensive line is going to be a very true test for the Bears' defense. We're supposed to be, we're a top 5 defense. We're supposed to be elite. We've kind of fallen off a little bit since the Chuck Pagano hired, only top 10 last year. So this is a true test. I think we allowed almost 6 yards per rush to Todd Gurley last week, which Todd Gurley is not the same Todd Gurley. So that's not a good stat for the Bears defense. We also allowed veteran Adrian Peterson to go for over 100-plus in week 1. So I'm a little bit concerned about the Bears' run D against this offensive line and rookie Jonathan Taylor. Are you expecting the Colts to have a heavy dose of run on offense?
I am, just because Jonathan Taylor is the kind of guy who is now proven that he can get 20, 30 carries a game and produce for us. So he's the future, and with them lacking run defense, I think Frank Wright is gonna run it down their throats.
Now, how are you feeling about Phillip Rivers compared to week 1? Has he started to win you over, or do you still have questions?
I still have questions, but he's starting to make smarter decisions. I mean, he's not a playmaker. He's more of a game manager, but our receivers are finally helping him out. So
nice. Yeah, it's a true test on the passing side too. I mean, the Colts offensive line, as well as they are in the run game, are just as effective in the pass game, having allowed 0 sacks in 2 of their first 3 games. Another, the optics kind of want you to say that the Bears aren't getting to the quarterback that much, but that's false if you look at the stats. The Bears seem to be getting to the quarterback more often the last couple of weeks, and this is another big test for them. My early prediction is the Colts offensive line is going to allow a sack or 2 in this game. I think we can get to Phillip Rivers, and in my opinion, that's a big key of the game. If we can, I think it starts with stopping the run for a Bears defense. If we can stop the run or at least limit the success of the Colts run game and get to Phillip Rivers, if you make Phillip Rivers pass it a bunch, I think we can get make some plays on the ball and get a pick or two off of him. Is that a concern for you?
Yeah, it is, because you're not going to keep Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn and all them shut down for the whole game. Somebody's going to get in there and
Yeah.
get a sack and make a big play or two. But, man, I'm more worried about passing on Kyle Fuller, man. That guy he's a lockdown defender.
Yeah, Kyle Fuller has been doing pretty well this year, and I like the rookie as well, Jalen Johnson. I think our 1 and 2 corners have been playing pretty damn well so far to start this year. Now, we haven't played the best competition, and I feel like you guys are kind of thinking the same way. So this is a big prove-it game for both teams. You know, if the Colts can go into Chicago and beat the Bears and get to 3-1, then you're definitely thinking playoffs at that point. If the Bears, in my point of view, if we can beat the Colts and get to 4-0, then that is going to send us into a Thursday night Week 5 game against Tom Brady and the Bucs, where we're undefeated. That's going to be a huge game for us, a big prove-it game there. So a lot of fans and media look at the Bears right now, and they say they're the worst undefeated team in football. That's fine in my point of view. You know, we can be as bad of a football team as you want. As long as we keep winning games, that's all that matters. So, big prove-it game. You know, and the secondary needs to step up on those receivers. Paris Campbell, T.Y. Hilton, those guys are tough to match up against.
Yeah, and then, you know, we got the little tight ends, you know, with Mo Alley Cox and
Yeah.
Jack Doyle, and then
they're surprisingly effective. They really are.
Yeah, and is Trey Burton back for Week 3?
That I'm not sure. Week 4, I'll have to look it up.
Week 4, sorry.
A little thing on the Bears pass rush. We're talking about Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack. You don't think of defensive tackle Akeem Hicks as a sack guy, but he is tied for second in the league with 3.5 sacks. He's actually been doing a pretty good job up the middle.
Yeah, I was going to mention him. I had kind of forgot about that a little bit, but
it's all good. Trey Burton, I think that he's back. Trey Burton, on the potential of Trey Burton returning. So I think he might be coming back to play his old team.
That's huge for us.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks that way. So if Trey Burton does play, that is big. He's going to want to stick it to the Bears. So we're going to have to come ready to play. I think it's a winnable game for Chicago, but you know, at the same time, so you guys are statistically pretty damn good against the pass. This is my concern about the switch from Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles, is that Nagy to start the year was not in his comfort zone, right? He adjusted to having Mitch Trubisky at quarterback and has been running the ball a lot, establishing the run, feeding David Montgomery, Tariq Cohen, Cordell Patterson, etc. We lose Tariq Cohen for the season with a torn ACL, a huge blow. I'm interested to see how that affects our offense on Sunday. I think it's a big blow to the offense. He's very versatile in the run and pass catch game. So hopefully we can overcome that. I know we brought in Lamar Miller and some other running backs potential to sign, but nothing as of yet. But you guys are great against the pass. So I'm hoping that Nagy continues to run the ball and try to run it down Indy's throat the same way they're going to try to run it down our throat with David Montgomery and Cordell Patterson and these guys, because Nagy has a tendency to give up on the run and be too pass happy. And I could see that, him looking at Nick Foles and being like, I've got a quarterback now, and wanting to throw the ball a lot more. And I think that could get him and the offense into trouble. What do you think on that?
Yeah, and it's the same thing for Indy. I mean, we get more into trouble when we let Phillip Rivers pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually more successful, which is proven because against the Vikings and the Jets, we ran the ball pretty well, and that's where our success came from. We kept the defense fresh on the sideline, and the run game is very important.
Yeah, so it worries me a little bit that you guys seem to have found an identity, and that seems to be smash mouth football, running it with, behind that offensive line. And the Bears struggling against the run. So this is a big prove-it week for the Bears, especially their run D, to prove that they can stop one of the best rushing offenses in football. Take that away from them. If we can do that, then we can have success. If not, it's going to be ugly if we're getting ran on all game and the time of possession and all that. And if you are asking Nick Foles to throw it a bunch, everyone's praising Nick Foles, saying he could have thrown 5 touchdowns in that second half. And from what I saw, he could have thrown 3 interceptions as well, too. So it's going to be something to keep an eye on. The Nick Foles, the narrative on Foles is that he's a better backup than he is starter. So I am a little bit worried going into this game. I think it's a tough matchup for us. What do you think on the comparison between Nick Foles, the backup, and Nick Foles, the starter?
Yeah, when Foles has started, he hasn't proved to be very good. And
yeah, why do you think that is, though? That's so weird. Is it because the other team is game planning for him and compared to him coming fresh off the bench and they're not ready?
Yeah, I think it's that, but I also think it's more like when he comes off the bench, he feels he has something to prove.
Yeah.
And him starting, I think he just gets nervous and gets too big of a head thinking, hey, I'm the starter and stuff. But when he comes off the bench, he thinks like, hey, I'm going to bring these guys back.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I'm really looking forward to see how Foles does with a start, with a full game. Because if not, you're going to hear the noise. Like, let's say Foles struggles, the Bears lose. You know what the narrative's going to be there, right?
Oh, man, you guys are going to turn on him and
Dude, it could be a crazy season in Chicago. You could have people trying to get Trubisky back out there. So I do think that Nagy kind of boxed himself in a corner making this decision so early in the season. You had Mitch, who was 2-0, who brought the Bears back from a big second-half deficit against the Lions. I would have left him in that game on Sunday and said, prove it to me again that you can lead a comeback against this Falcons team known for allowing comebacks. If Mitch can't do it there in a full game, then you make the move week 4 and bench him. That's fine. But the fact that you pull him 2 weeks after him having a 17-point comeback against Detroit has a lot of questions up in the air. And if Foles doesn't deliver a win, if he has a couple turnovers, the narrative's going to start. That's all I'm saying.
I see it as like maybe this is just a way for Nagy to sit there and show Trubisky like, hey, everybody is replaceable, and maybe this will make Trubisky think like, what if this guy gets injured? Yeah. I mean, because he is injury prone, and this should show Trubisky like, hey, I need to step up because they're not playing around.
That's a good point. This could be Nagy's. The narrative is that Nagy wanted Foles the whole time, and Foles is his quarterback. Another narrative, another angle of this that nobody's talking about is this could be the Bears and Nagy's last opportunity at trying to get to Trubisky. Like, we're going to pull you early in the season because we're not happy with your performance, right? It's better, but it's not where it needs to be. So we bench him now. And Foles, who hasn't started over 8 games since 2015, I'm going to keep bringing up that stat. If he struggles or he gets hurt at any point in the season, Trubisky's right there to step back in and try to prove that he can get the job done,
Yeah, and the Bears, they usually have patience with quarterbacks, man. I mean, look at how long they had patience with Jay Cutler.
Yeah. And Rex Grossman.
Yeah, it's they usually have patience, but nowadays, man, after all this field goals and stuff, Chicago fans are on edge and they want results.
Yes, but an argument that I made on the podcast, the Bears Falcons one, is that people point to Trubisky's lack of success on third down and in the red zone, and the offense's lack of success there. And I'll tell you this, I don't think all of that is on Mitch. I think that Matt Nagy has some issues play calling in the red zone and on third down himself. I think it starts with Nagy, and I think we will see some of the same issues with Foles in the red zone and on third down. Now, he made some special throws in week 3 to deliver that win, and I'm not going to take anything away from Nick Foles. That was a tremendous comeback, and he showed his ability to make special throws. But no quarterback is perfect. There's a reason Nick Foles was available. And in my opinion, if the Bears truly wanted to move on from Mitch Trubisky and make this a no-brainer decision, guess who they could have got for very, really cheap? And is killing it over there in New England right now.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Which I thought that's the direction I thought they were going to go at first.
You put Cam Newton with a defense like the Bears have, look out.
Yeah, I do want to throw this point out there. Nick Foles is not going to be able to give the Bears what Trubisky could. Trubisky was good on his feet, so he was able to go out of the pocket. Nick Foles, I think, is just going to be standing there.
Yeah. Now, that's true. And I think that Nagy wants more of a pocket quarterback. I think that Nick Foles does everything that Nagy wants. Nick Foles is a leader. He's a point guard type quarterback that can get the ball out quick. He can read defenses very well. He's an accurate thrower of the ball, all that stuff. That's fine. That's what Nagy wants. He's worked with him in Philly and in Kansas City before, so there's a comfortability there between Nagy and Foles and this offense. But I just think that Nagy, I'm interested to see how Nagy adjusts to Foles being the starter, how his game plan is, because just because you have Nick Foles, I think that Nagy's going to try and fling the ball all over the field like this is the greatest show on turf. And I just don't think that this team has the offensive line or is built to win that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't even think that they have the weapons to be able to do that anyways.
I like Allen Robinson a lot. I think Jimmy Graham is gonna have a lot of success with Nick Foles. I like Anthony Miller. Darnell Mooney is a rookie, but there isn't that. We don't have DeAndre Hopkins. We don't have Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's huge right there.
So we'll see. We don't have the Chiefs offense, and that's what Chris Sims and other people were critical of Matt Nagy this offseason, saying that he was trying to run the Chiefs offense with Mitch Trubisky, and doesn't have the receiving weapons that the Chiefs have. I think he's going to be more likely to want to revert to his 2019 style of play calling with Nick Foles and try to fling it all over the field with these receivers. I like our receivers, but I'm just not sure that's the best identity for this team that's supposed to be built defense first. And so I hope that we continue to feed David Montgomery, because if the Colts on Sunday control the run game, if they control the time of possession, and keep the Bears offense, keep the Bears defense on the field, that's a recipe for us to lose on Sunday and fall to 3-1.
My question is, for you, let's say Foles struggles and then Trubisky comes back in and still struggles. What's the Bears' next move?
I think that's where we're at. I think that we don't have a quarterback. I think that come 2021, we have to draft our next franchise quarterback. I don't think that Trubisky is that much better. He is slightly better than 2019, but he is who he is at this point. I think that Nick Foles is who he is. We've seen his entire career. He can get hot and come off the bench and lead a team and get hot and lead a team to win a Super Bowl. That's his upside. But we've also seen his downside, which is getting benched in favor of Gardner Minshew. So there's a lot of question marks at the Bears quarterback position. I know everything is sunshine and roses right now in Chicago after the comeback win and 3-0. I'm just saying we better do what we have to do to perform on Sunday. Otherwise, we're going to be 3-1 because this Colts team is better than I thought. After looking at the stats and looking at, they haven't played the best competition yet, but they have the recipe and the style of play that is conducive to winning. But the bottom line is we have to get to Phillip Rivers and we have to stop the run. Our defense better step up and play a damn good game on Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I think it's going to be back and forth and, like you said, run it down your throat, possessions after possession.
And turnovers, like every game, is going to be key. Whoever, if Phillip Rivers is making dumb decisions and gives the Bears a couple takeaways or a pick six, that right there could be enough to swing the game. Same with Nick Foles. If he has a reckless game and throws, a couple interceptions, a couple turnovers, the Colts are going to take advantage of that. So I do think this is every game so far for the Bears has been come down to like the final play. And I think that, at least the final possession, and I think that we're going to be in for another game like that. I think Bears-Colts comes down to the final possession, and we'll see who can execute in the clutch and come away with a big win in Week 4.
Yeah, well, neither team can kick field goals, so we're going to have to keep our offense on the field, so.
What, you're not a big, what's his name again? I get it confused.
Rodrigo Blankenship.
Rodrigo Blankenship, yeah. You're not a big Blankenship guy?
No, man. Against the Jets, he hit the ball off the crossbar twice.
Wow.
He did that against Minnesota and Jacksonville, man. We are in trouble.
Yeah. Might have to bring in some kicker competition. Same thing with the Bears. I mean, Cairo Santos, you ask him to kick a 40-plus yard field goal, and I'm not confident at all. He tried a 46-yarder, and it wasn't even close. He can make them if they're 30, 35, 38 yards or less. But if you ask him to kick a 42-yarder, I am not confident. So, yeah, it could come down to a kick and maybe a missed kick at the end of the game. Who knows?
Did you hear anything about is Rocky Yassin supposed to be back?
Let me check. I have not heard.
Because that's huge.
He returns to practice. You guys did lose Michael Pittman Jr., right? Is he out?
I believe he is for Sunday.
Yeah, we'll miss some time after undergoing surgery for a lower leg injury. It looks like Rocky Yassin is coming back.
Oh, that's great.
So,
which I think Trey Burton coming back, he'll be able to pick up the production for Michael Pittman being out. So
yeah.
Those level each other out.
So for the Bears, it all starts with defense and running the ball. I hope we stick to the run. You guys are definitely going to stick to the run because that's your identity. You guys have a great offensive line. The thing that pissed me off about Week 3 is that, and which leads me to believe we're going to start going away from the run, which I hate. But our offensive line was trash in the run in Week 3. We would hand the ball off to David Montgomery 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and there's a defender in his face the second he touches the ball. Not once, but like multiple times. Like, our run game has to be a lot better. You guys have DeForest Buckner and those guys that can get pressure up the middle.
Yeah,
I think Leonard is great in the run, so it's going to be a struggle for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we got Danico Autry in the middle
Yep.
too. So
Yep.
and Anthony Walker.
Yep.
It's all gonna be nice, but I mean, I feel the same thing again. Like if Foles can't get rid of the ball, it's gonna be trouble all game long.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to say the Bears win because I want to see them get to 4-0. I say they win on last possession of the game, and they win by 4. A touchdown to win it by Nick Foles. What's your prediction? I'm going to say 28. I'm going to say 28-24 Bears.
You know, I love my Indianapolis team, man. I really do, but at this moment, I'm gonna have to go with Chicago myself as being
Wow.
using my brain, you know.
Yeah. It's a
So
tough game in Chicago against an undefeated team. It's a big prove-it game for Indy.
I'm gonna go 31-27 Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be – I mean, so, like, as a Colts fan, if you lose this game, you're going to be 500, 2-2. Is that about what you expected from this team to be around 500 and hope to make a late push to get into the playoffs?
No, I mean, I honestly thought we would come in and start kicking ass right away, but
Well,
that
2-1's not bad. This is if you guys win this, then you'll be like we did come out right off the bat and started kicking ass. I mean, you lost week 1, but 3 straight wins.
yeah, you know, the win will help us, but the loss it just damages us, man, because we got Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Baltimore,
You have a tough schedule coming up.
Tennessee. It's brutal after the Bears, man.
Yeah, let me look at that real quick.
Cleveland, who's getting better?
At Cleveland, you guys can win that. Against the Bengals, you can win that. You could potentially get to 5-1 by the bye week, even 4-2. At Detroit, that's winnable. Then it gets tough. So you need to be 5-2, 4-3 at worst by week 8. Because then it gets tough. You're talking Ravens, Titans, Packers, Titans, Texans, Raiders, Texans, Steelers, Jags. So, yeah, a hot start is key. So this is a big game in your season right here to get to 3-1 and carry that momentum into the bye and into that tough part of the schedule.
Yeah, if we could beat Chicago, like you said, Cleveland's winnable.
Yep.
That's 4-1, and then Detroit, that's 5-1.
Yeah.
We could go in 6-1 by week 8 and be in a pretty good position.
Yeah. So I mean, it's there. The opportunity is there. Like I said, either way, it's gonna. You and me both agree it should be a hell of a game. Come down to single digit 1-score game. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll be talking back and forth, texting each other, talking trash throughout. So.
Yeah, man, you had me laughing when you were like, "I'm done with Nagy, bro."
Dude, that was heart of the moment, spirit of the moment. It's emotional watching week to week, and then you gotta take a break, take a day or two, get your mind right, rewatch the film, and then you're in a better mental spot to talk about the game.
Yeah, I did the same thing week 1 with Rivers. I can't lie.
Well, it sounds good. Well, looking forward to it. Tonight we got the Broncos and the Jets. This is what? 2 winless teams?
Yeah, this is going to be hard to watch.
We got Sam Darnold starting, but we got Brett Ripien. I'm going Jets. What do you got?
I'm going to go Denver, man, because Sam Darnold just isn't – to me, man, Sam Darnold isn't that great of a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, well, Brett is unknown, Brett Ripien. Darnold, I had higher expectations for Darnold. I think the biggest thing holding the Jets back is Adam Gase. And if they lose this, I mean, at what point are they going to fire the coach? I'm going Jets just because the Broncos are so, you know, just injury hit, and I don't trust them. I'm going Jets. You're going Broncos. You think it's a close game?
Yeah, it's going to be like a 13-6, 16-13.
Yeah, field goal fest.
And that gets me, man. There are guys like Marvin Lewis and Hugh Jackson and everything who don't have jobs, but Adam Gase can continue to go to these teams and be terrible.
Well, yeah, he'll be out soon. I mean, they're gonna have. I can see the Jets getting Eric Bieniemy for next year, and I expect Hugh and Marvin back soon. Marvin's got a job at Arizona State, but with Herm Edwards. But I want to see these guys back in the NFL. So that's a good point. So
Yeah.
all right, Broncos Jets tonight. One team is gonna get their first win on the year. The other team's gonna be 0-4. Thanks for coming on, Dustin. Good shit as always. Good insight.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep. So appreciate all the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know, and have a great week, guys. Peace out.